positive and passionate. For me, being positive is just kind of seeing the bigger picture and really kind of thinking about what is it that's important. I'm always thinking, okay, how can I be better than who I was yesterday? And how can the people around me help me be that person? I absolutely love the people that I work with. I get paid for something that I love doing anyway, and I'm surrounded by my best friends. So that's what I really love about this place. Like I'm so lucky. Attitude is the single most infectious thing, and it is a proven fact that it is infectious. And I think I often find myself just smiling at people that aren't smiling, constantly smiling until they eventually smile back, because you can't help it. Passion is having energy and zeal for what you really care about and what you're really motivated about. If I think about everyone coming into work thinking, what can I create today, or what is impossible, nothing will be impossible.
Innovative. I think being innovative means using things that already exist in new ways. And it's very rare that you actually get to come up with something that no one has ever done. You know, if you get lucky, it happens, and then that's great. But more often than not, it's just applying something that you've seen somewhere else to a new problem. If you're going to be innovative, the most important thing to bring is a mindset. And that mindset is, there's always a better way to do something. If you can do that, then the innovation will just happen. Curiosity plays a big part in innovation, and it opens a door where you get to see or investigate things that you may not have otherwise seen. The thing you have to realize is, when there's a risk of something going wrong, it's the same sort of situation where there's a risk and upside of something going right. It's much more satisfying than successfully executing something that's already known. So, how does it feel? For me, it feels a lot better than not being innovative.
Collaborative. Being collaborative means working together in a team or across teams to work towards a similar goal.
It doesn't mean more meetings. To be collaborative, people should be more open to ideas. They should acknowledge and appreciate alternate ways of working.
At the same time, people should own their responsibilities and also help each other out. The best way to be collaborative is leave your titles on the door and come up with solutions by working together. Also recognize contributions from individuals at the same time.
It creates a positive environment and makes the workplace more fun.
Conscientious. It's more than just being thorough. It's to me, it's about being conscious and mindful of the whole of what's going on, trying to understand things and how they fit into the greater scheme of things. So, say if I have a particular task to do. I think it's really important to understand where that task falls in the greater objective, because I think that really defines what the task is and how you go about doing it. Thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become habits, and habits make a character. It's saying that you've got so many chances every day to shape your own character, going the extra mile because you want to. And when you want to do something, it's just the easiest thing in the world.
Customer focused. Putting yourself in the customer's shoes, getting to know the customer, so not only who the people that you're dealing with are, but the businesses that they work for and what is important to them, building that relationship with them to educate them and help them come up with new ideas, learning from what we've learned, what's happening in the industry, sort of giving them inspiration as well. Listening is very, very important. So listening to active listening, I guess, of what the clients are saying. So understanding not only what they're telling you, but also why they say certain things. And I like seeing good results. When a client is able to sort of go from a previous state where something wasn't going very well, and with our help is able to sort of turn that around and being able to do things that they previously couldn't do, or to have discovered a new opportunity that they wouldn't have known without us, that's spectacular.
Respectful. I think respect is the foundation for everything we do. At the end of the day, we're people working with each other. We want to feel respect, and we should be giving respect to those we're working with. Respect builds other things like trust in a team. If you're in a team that doesn't have that culture of respect, you don't feel respected by your team members and you don't afford them the same, then you close off a lot of those avenues for great work, because everyone will stick to what they know and not take any risks. And I think respect is just about showing people that you care. You can obviously earn respect, and we earn respect with our clients from the way we deal with them and the work we do with them. But equally, respect is about showing people that the level of care that they should be afforded right from the beginning. So if someone's joining Quantium for the first time, they deserve each of our respects from the beginning. And obviously, there's the level of respect that they'll gain and earn during their time at Quantium. But I think when you join a new organisation and when you join a new team, people want to feel valued. People want to know that they're respected from the beginning.
Commercially astute. To be commercially astute, I like to work through things in a certain way. I like to get the client kind of comfortable with what we're going to do. Draft proposal, no costs, because that's all they ever flick to as soon as you give them any costs up front. So just get them comfortable with exactly what they're going to get. Will this, deliver what you need? And they feel like they've got buy-in into the actual approach. And then you start talking about fees and scope and team and all that sort of stuff. If you can make it commercially astute for the clients first, then it will be for us as well. As a company, we'll build products as prototypes and we'll sell them as prototypes. The key thing is just managing expectations with the clients. So making sure that they know it's a prototype, making sure that you tell them there's going to be bugs, but it's still useful in these ways. It's because you actually need to be able to think, is this experiment useful? Can I implement it? Will it actually make a difference to something like a bottom line or a result? If I was in their shoes, would I do this project? Would I do this piece of analysis? Is it actually, what's the ROI? If we just think, what's the ROI from every bit of work? That to me is the commercially astute part, just putting yourselves in their shoes.
Fun. I think fun means just being able to come into work and enjoying what you're actually doing. You know, when you're working with people where you can share a bit of banter, you know, don't always take yourself so seriously. It just makes things a bit more fun. Quantium's full of funny people. They're a big part of the Quantium culture. They make it very enjoyable for people around them to be working with them, and they're all smart guys as well, so you know you're working on intellectual stimulating, but it's also a very human experience as well. Humour, fun, kind of making fun of myself. Things actually really broke down the barriers and let other people be comfortable with me. We were all humans, we're all people, and this is a people business, right? In order to deliver a business objective, you need to work with a team. And you want to work with a team that you're going to have fun with, or you're going to enjoy doing that work with.
Self-motivated. For me, self-motivation is really around just taking ownership of your work, your career. This piece of work is mine and I own this piece of work, and it reflects on, I guess for me, it reflects on me on how I deliver that. It's important for me to own the thing that I do. I guess the other thing is to make sure I deliver that to the best of my ability. Quantium wouldn't work. It will not be a business if no one was so self-motivated. I think everyone needs to be like, I'm the sum of my actions, and I want my actions to be worthwhile and count for something. I always like to see people being proactive on getting the work, like asking people if they need help. If someone feels like they need training or they want to do a certain aspect, I like to see that they go out and get it. Like they're not waiting for someone to set up a QPD or a training course because they want to be trained or whatever. We're all here to succeed. Like I don't think any of us looks at another person and goes, oh, I wouldn't like you to succeed. Because when they succeed, I feel like we all succeed.
Straight talking. Straight talking is mainly around not being afraid to say what you think, being able to speak up, knowing that you're in an environment that's conducive to that as well. A word that's often coming up is vulnerability, showing people that you also have your own flaws, you've made your own mistakes, so just let it out and create a trusting environment for that conversation to happen. Empathy is important. It goes back to that element of understanding how people function, and also think about yourself, think about how you perceive others and how you would want to open up. What makes you want to open up to people? Well, now put yourself in their shoes and understand what potential barriers you're putting as well in the conversation. Well, listening is important because you understand the context of the conversation. Managing yourself before the conversation is important. I've been guilty in the past of heading into conversations already being stressed by something else. So first being aware of your own stress levels or anything that's polluting your mind. If you're aware of that, then make the time to get rid of that almost. Have a walk around the block, have a coffee, do something else, and make sure that the conversation you're having is in a place for you where you're comfortable and relaxed and non-influenced. So straight talking eventually is about the good of the business. So it's not about me telling you what's right, it's not about you telling me what I should do, it's about how do we all work together to make sure we drive the collaboration better, the business better. So it's definitely not a one-way street. I don't think you fail a conversation, you just learn from it. And if it just didn't happen the way you wanted, then you just learn from it and have feedback on that conversation, almost feedback on the feedback is the ultimate thing.